Hey, everybody, who's ready for another night of food, football, and fun? That's what it's all about here on What's Cooking in the South. A few of my favorite things, food, football, and fun. Let's talk Bucks. Let's do this thing. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another night of What's Cooking in the South, where we're going to talk a whole lot of Bucks football, a little bit of food, and a whole lot of fun. Let's have a good time tonight. Welcome. It's going to be a good night. Big day in camp. We're going to go over all kinds of notes from camp. If you're a Bucks fan, you want to hang around for this, it's going to be a very fun night. First of all, let's get into a little bit of food for thought. Okay, guys, so I'm one of those guys who's like a camp junkie. I love reading all the news. I love hearing all the news, watching all the press conferences, listening to every little thing that they say and dissecting it and trying to figure out what it all means. And, half the time we have no idea what the heck we're talking about. And that's sort of my food for thought. You know full well they're not giving us any information at all coming out of camp, anything really important. Even Tom Brady said 90% of what he says to the media is a lie. And he admits that. And BA, I'm sure, is the same thing. They're all saying what they need to say to keep the fans interested, keep the other teams off track, not knowing what's going on. So I guess my food for thought, it's sort of a question today, is how much stock do you put in the information we get coming out of camp? How much, the media is there. We've got our guys there. Evan Winter has been there every day watching. How much stock do you guys put into the information that we get coming out of camp? Because I think that's an interesting question to ask when there's so much going on and we're getting just a flood of information every day. This is how the wide receivers did. This is how the running backs did. This is how the tight ends did. We're getting all this different information from all these different people. One guy's saying, okay, he feels great. The next guy, he's taking his knee brace off. The next guy's putting an elbow pad on. The next guy, we're getting all of this information. And how much of it is misinformation? How much of it is real information? I think it's an interesting question. And I think it's food for thought, if nothing else, just to at least take a beat and think about it. It has made me wonder just a little bit. One thing I want to do, all of you in chat, all of you who are there, you have the ability to throw comments up. Please start commenting. Please start talking to me. I want to hear from you. The first thing we got to do here, everybody, please put it down in chat. What'd you have for dinner? I want to hear about it. What did you have for dinner? And the first person I'm going to ask that question to is Matt from Oklahoma City. Let's bring Matt in here. Now, all of you guys, I call you guys the miscreants.
Yes.
I promise you, I call everybody who listens to this show, you are a miscreant. If you are involved, if you are making comments or anything, you are miscreants. I want to hear from you guys. Where are all the commenters tonight? What's going on?
That room's building up a little bit.
Yeah, I want to hear. Anyway, Matt, what did you have for dinner? Banana cream pie?
Yeah.
For dinner?
Yeah, because the ex-wife made 2 of them for some social thing. and she had one left over, so I had to do something with it.
Your ex-wife gave you a banana cream pie? That sounds frightening.
Dude, she lives 5 houses down on the other side of the street.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. All right. I was trying to think of nickname for you, and it could be the master of mayonnaise, the king of kielbasa, something like that.
King kielbasa?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do a lot with that. I'm actually the master of the box meal.
But that doesn't run, Matt.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
You work on that and let me know how it comes out.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Anyway, hey, Teresa, Jeremiah, Fred, how are all you guys doing? I want to hear what you had for dinner. Put it in there, please.
Somebody had pizza. Johnny's going to be upset.
I had pizza.
Oh.
I also had pizza. Yes, I did.
Was it like a corporate Pizza Hut kind of thing, or was it?
Yeah, it was on the way home because I had my show tonight. I went by and just picked one up on the way home.
Nothing wrong with that. That's
why
I had the drive-through windows.
Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. So apparently the Bucs really stepped it up today, Matt. Apparently they had a very good day at practice. According to Evan Winter, who was there, he said this was they stepped it up compared to yesterday. I guess day 5 in camp was not a very good day in camp, and Tom Brady had some pretty choice words to describe day 5.
Yeah.
But apparently day 6 was a whole different animal, and today was their first day in pads.
Well, that's progress.
Yeah.
They don't really start until the pads come on.
Yeah, I wonder how much that's the case, whether it's hard for them to keep focus and everything. If you think about it, the last time they stepped on the field, it was Super Bowl Sunday across the street. Yeah,
that's crazy. That is crazy.
So I imagine you come out here in shorts and you're running around a little bit, and it's kind of a letdown. I would imagine, Bruce Arians kicking their butt, the Heat kicking their butt. Now finally they got to put some pads on. Yeah.
I saw on the Weather Channel that it was 108 degrees in parts of Florida today on the feels-like temperature. Ooh. That's Arizona weather, man. You don't have that in Florida with humidity. That'll kill you.
No, that's brutal.
Kill you.
That is brutal. Absolutely brutal.
My hat goes off to them.
Yeah. Teresa had a burger from Culver's. Yeah, Culver's?
Don't know about them. Is
that
a franchise?
Yeah, it's a franchise, and I'm like, everybody loves this. It's another one of those Chick-fil-A deals. It's like a Chick-fil-A, the burger version where everybody seems to love Culver's, and I go and I eat it, and I'm like, all right. Okay.
Maybe it's divine intervention with you, man. Maybe they just don't want your type in there.
Yeah, that's what it is. That is what it is. They're like, keep the riffraff out of here.
Yeah.
But I see. Let's see. I said Jeremiah, Teresa, Daniel. How you doing? Eric Marino. Hey, brother. And Daniel Vargas. All right, we got the crew is in the house, so I'm happy about that. Johnny Dean hopefully will be stopping by here in a little bit. Stephen Glasgow comes and goes. Teresa, whenever she wishes, but she is the miscreant, so it's kind of her choice.
She's looking for a crown for that.
Yeah. She needs a tiara when she comes on. I think that would be that would be appropriate. I think that would be the right thing for her to do.
True enough.
So apparently,
you had asked about the how much credence you put into the press conferences. And whatnot. I got to think that a lot of it's coach speak, because they make it sound like, today Giovanni Bernard didn't play worth a crap, so he's not going to start.
Right.
And then the next day he's God walking across, So it's a lot of it's got to do with reporter angles, who wants the clicks, and how much the coaching staff is willing to cooperate.
Yeah, and I think the coaching staff also, you have to understand the head games they're playing with the players.
Exactly.
In the sense that, okay, this team just won the Super Bowl. Maybe they're a little bit full of themselves, so I'm going to give them some things I know they're not quite going to be able to accomplish in practice, just to show them how serious they need to get. And then, the players are coming out going, man, we sucked today. And it may just be that the coaches were putting them in a position to where that's, there's so many levels and tiers of gamesmanship and, the way the coaches are mentally playing the players, the way the players are dealing with the media, the way the media is reporting anything and everything.
Everything.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to it's hard to figure out how to navigate through that, I guess.
Yeah, and to the untrained eye, even though you're a reporter or a beat reporter or a cub reporter, whatever you call it, when they stick you in the locker room, you're not a football player. So there's things that you identify, and there's things that you can't see that the coaches know. And so I don't care if you're Ian, what's his name, Ian Rappaport, or Skip Bayless or any of those guys. They're not getting 100% of what the story is. They're not in the closed meetings, and the coaches aren't going to give that much away. So
I agree.
Selling tickets, and we don't need to do that right now. So we've sold out the whole year. We really don't have anything to do in the off season except wait for the first whistle.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is it seems like this off season was the longest off season, and it was the shortest.
Yeah,
but it felt like forever.
It was nothing to gripe about. There was nothing to get excited about, except for maybe getting signed. But we didn't have the Winston drama. We didn't have the running back thing didn't turn into a big mess like everybody kind of thought it might.
What are we all going to argue about?
Right,
as Bucs fans. What are we going to fight with each other about? There was nothing.
You can't even go into a bar and say Buccaneers expecting for somebody to give you some flack because we got a Super Bowl ring. So what are they going to say? You know?
And today at work, there was a guy that came in, a customer that came in that had on a Buccaneers Super Bowl hat, and he was not someone I was working with. One of the other employees was working with them, and I just kind of looked over and I said, "How about that hat?" To the other employee, I said, "Hey." Her name is Kiasha. I said, Kiasha, how about that hat? And she looked over and she just goes, every time. But that's all they can say. That's all they can say. It's like, well, of course, every time. You better believe I want to point it out every freaking time.
Especially where you're living, because the Carolina Panthers have been not exactly on top of the sports column lately for anything good. And we know how that feels. So we're used to it. We can walk it.
And she's not a Panthers fan. She's a Ravens fan.
Oh, she ought to be really upset because they failed to produce.
Yeah. I mean, it's, she's sitting there every year with all the highest hopes in the world. We've got a lot of people where I work that are Ravens fans and a lot that are Steelers fans.
That's odd.
So it was a beautiful thing. I got to tell you guys what I did. On the day after the Super Bowl, we have a meeting every morning at 9:30, and I showed up at 9:33. I made sure it was the meeting had already started. Everybody was gathered, and I came walking in. Remember when Fitzpatrick did his little press conference,
right?
All blinged out and everything. That's what I did. I came busting in the door loudly, just busted in the door. I've got this like 1980s rapper hat on. I've got this big fake gold chain on. I came walking in and just said, want y'all to know this is not going to change me at all. I'm going to remain my same humble self. And I plopped down, said, go ahead, go about your business. Everybody was cracking up. The manager was just shaking his head like, oh no, we're going to have to deal with this. But that was a good day.
That would be fun.
It was a very, very good day. But camp today, I think, there's a lot that happened in camp. It was the first day in pads, like I talked about, in offense, and Brady and the receivers were not in sync at all. Again. Well, the thing is this. Everybody's making it like, oh no. Like Brady apparently threw a bad pass, like a pass that there was no wide receiver around. It was supposed to be to Brown, but he was nowhere around, and it went straight into Devin White's gut, and he intercepted it. And everybody's like, oh no, what's wrong with Brady? Oh no. And the thing is this, man, it's early in camp. The defenses, I believe, pretty much are always in front of the offenses.
Yeah.
I think that's the case.
They don't have as rigid of a form.
Well, yeah, and the receivers have to get the timing back. Everybody's getting back, synced up, timing, all of that's happening. So, I mean, I'm guessing that's the case and how that went down. But by the way, the very next drive, very Brady-esque. Tom Brady did what? Threw a long touchdown pass to Antonio Brown.
Straightened it right out.
Something goes wrong, fix it. Okay, we're good. Moving right along.
It's nice to know, though, that Brady's human, number one. And number two, unlike some of our other quarterbacks, when he makes an error like that, it's not repetitive. He does it. He forgets it. He moves on.
Who are you talking about? I have no idea who you're talking about.
He used to be a 3, but now he's a 2 and wants to be a 1. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
what that's going to do.
Eesh.
Maybe he's got an opening in the Eagles offense
or Indy.
Yeah,
because Carson Wentz went down.
Oh, that's what I was thinking. He was in Pennsylvania. I'm sorry.
No, he moved over. He moved over. I think he's with Indy now. And but man, you talk about a guy that cannot catch a break.
He's snake bit. Man. And I wouldn't hire him. I wouldn't trade for him if they only wanted a 7th round pick 3 years from now.
No, and that's actually you know this segment, egg on your face.
Yeah,
that's actually what I wanted to talk about. I'm not going to run the opener, but let's talk about it. Let's talk just for a quick second about Carson Wentz, and then we'll get back to Bucs. This is bad, guys. I mean, at some point, just call it a day. All right. I don't think he's a bad guy. I don't think he's a bad player. I just think he can't stay on the field. And if he can't stay on the field, I mean, there's the old, what's your best ability, availability? There's that old saying. But this guy, he's the kind of guy who, we had a guy I remember that was on, believe it, I'm going to go all the way back to this, a Little League baseball team. The kid always was getting hurt. And I mean, some of the stuff was not his fault. It was like, I remember one day he was running off the practice field and somebody screwing around on the side hit a ball and it went back and cracked the kid in the back of the head.
Ooh.
Okay. Now he didn't do anything. Right. But there's a point of, like you said, snake bit, where at some point you just look and go, should this guy really be, I mean, at some point, okay, just maybe it's time to choose a different career path. I mean, there's got to be a media job out there for you, and you can coach football at some high schools. So,
right?
I don't know. At some point, you got to wonder. Yeah, Let's bring the dude in.
Oh, there's one. Hey,
hey, dude, how you doing, my friend?
I ate pizza.
You ate pizza? So did I.
It was delicious.
It's a pizza kind of night. Apparently 3 of us had pizza tonight.
Imagine that on a Saturday.
We're 3 pizzas in a pod.
What kind of pizza did you have?
I had regular cheese pizza. It was round.
Don't tempt me. Yeah, what kind of pizza? Round. Beauty comes in all shapes and sizes. Thick, thin, round, square, thick crust. Yeah, stuffed crust, medium crust. Yeah.
If you ever get to Brandon, dude, check out Babe's Pizza on Kings Avenue.
I like Babe's.
You've already caught my attention.
That is they sell a double decker. They've been doing it for years. The thing weighs about 8 pounds coming out of the oven. I'm not lying, exaggerating. It's too full.
I would feel guilty going to Babe's Pizza and ordering a pepperoni pizza.
Well, never mind. I'm going to leave that.
Extra sausage, please.
Moving right along.
I can't help myself.
I know. It happens.
I've been locked up all day, so
Yeah.
Did you get out? Both. Did you manage to get the bail?
Well, I'm outside now, and it's not going well. It's very hot.
This would be like, wouldn't this be like the dude? One of these days, he's going to come on here, and we're going to hear, you have a call from the Pensacola Correctional Facility. Will you accept the charges?
No. I got to clear with Mom not to call. I cut her off. I put $10 in her commissary every month. She's good.
Okay. Well, we were more thinking it might be you.
I do want to point out, though, according to Evan Winter today, there was a couple times that Tom Brady didn't look the sharpest.
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about.
Yeah. So, hey, Tom, you can't end on an odd number. You got to go to even with rings, bro.
He's been consistently inconsistent, but that's what I was just saying, dude. Isn't it true? I mean, don't the offenses always start slower?
Well, yeah, I would imagine so. And also, I mean, all right, let's put it to you this way. We are totally saying Tom Brady has a starting out slow in training camp for the Buccaneers. Just think of all those words and visualize them in front of your face and go, yeah, this is not reality.
We're fine. Yeah, just we're fine. It's all good. Look what he did on a torn MCL. Okay, so now he's probably like learning how to throw with a good knee now.
Now somebody needs to come and hit the guy with the orange jersey and knock the knee out of place so he gets better.
Yeah, so
that would do it.
He's got to learn how to play with a good knee. I don't know. But a lot of guys are back. Jordan Whitehead is back. Will Golston is back. Levante David was back on the field today. Everybody was back on a padded day, which to me, that says a lot. Basically, everybody's back other than Cam Brate. Everybody's on the field. And when you do that, when it's a padded practice, it means everybody's healthy. And the good news is after practice today, we didn't hear anything about anything happening. So that's probably the best news of all.
Is O.J. Howard all good to go?
O.J. Howard's out on the field playing.
Well,
that's what I heard as he was out practicing. Maybe I'm wrong. Is that correct, dude?
He's not listening.
I cannot confirm nor deny that until I get off the show. I can't operate Google and StreamYard at the same time.
Somebody in chat, tell me if I was right or wrong. Has he gotten back to practice? I thought a few days ago he was back on the field.
I know 2 days ago, or one or 2 days back, he was back at practice, but working out on the side with trainers still. I mean, he's coming back from an Achilles rip or tear. So,
right,
is it a rip or tear?
I don't know. You know what? Do you want to do either one? It was an Achilles problem.
So he had a problem with Greek mythology?
Yes.
Yep. That's it.
Okay.
So they gave him a DVD of that movie with forget it.
You know what's funny is the Greek. I'm gonna sidetrack. Side note: how did the Greeks have believed all their gods lived up on this little hill, and everybody was so lazy they wouldn't go up and check to see if it was true or not? I mean, it wasn't like it was a big journey. I mean, if somebody told you.
Right. Like, dude, I mean, it was a mountain. And speaking of Greek, I think I've got it nailed. Matt's beard is very Zeus-like.
No, I'd have to be a little bit more Billy Gibbons.
Well, I mean, Zeus with a 9 to 5.
There you go. I told you this before. I tried to grow it out to make it look like, something.
So you have an actual man's beard. You don't have one of those Duck Dynasty pubic hair farms.
Speaking of, no, it's Johnny Dean. I thought it was Andrew Faubert, but no, hold on. Let's bring Johnny Dean in.
Oh, wait, we're bringing in Johnny Dean. Hey, just so everybody knows, this is Johnny Dean, the man who's chasing Sean Kemp, but is still ahead of Phillip Rivers. And everybody that watched the show the other night knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Mr. Nine, the baby machine.
How you doing? How you doing, Johnny?
What's up, guys?
Hey, brother.
Hey,
what'd you have for dinner?
I just went and bought my dinner, so I don't know what we're going to have yet.
I hate food.
Dinner, but don't know what you bought?
Well, dude, I bought a lot of groceries.
Oh, you bought groceries. Okay. It was like,
it's not like I'm keto or anything.
What did you do? Go to the Chinese restaurant and say, just give me today's special. And then you have to look in later. You have to open up the little boxes to see whatever the heck that is.
And the little thing jumps out at you.
And meows. Yeah, I said it.
Johnny,
I didn't get anything you said, just Rick. That's just in Rick. I don't eat Chinese, so I have no idea what the correlation there is.
Hey! This will make Johnny look at me like I'm a jerk, but this is also probably very true. You went grocery shopping. The chance of what Johnny's going to eat after the show is like probably donuts or donuts.
Close. I'm eating
pudding cups.
Brownies.
Right. Yeah. You're getting it from the Faubert shop.
It's a series.
No,
they don't sell those at the grocery store, Matt.
Hey, you remember when we grew up watching cartoons and they put that little cartoon thing of the food pyramid, what you're supposed to eat?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, Johnny looked at that way back in the 70s and went, fake news.
See,
there's no pyramid.
I ate a food oval. I ate from the food oval, not the food pyramid. So, hey, Johnny, is OJ Howard back at practice?
He was at practice, and I think I saw something where Arians was praising him. So,
okay,
he probably practiced today.
I was thinking I heard he was practicing, but I'm very, very likely wrong. I don't know. I heard, by the way. By the way, Johnny, am I correct that the offense usually lags behind the defense?
Yes.
Yeah. So when everybody's, like, oh no, Brady's looking inconsistent. Oh, seriously, stop worrying. Yeah, I know. He's over that cliff again, right?
Oh, he hit the wall, huh? Okay.
Yeah, he hit the wall again, right?
So he's mad about the ring.
He's way over the hill, man. He should just retire.
Yeah.
In 3
I heard he could have been preoccupied because he lost the top to his Super Bowl ring.
When is the last time he did anything great? That guy, he's done. I mean, it's been months since he won a game. So,
hey, how far are we into training camp, Johnny? 6 days?
Yep.
Dateline, 6 days into 2021 training camp. Jameis Winston is still backing up a tight end. Back to you, Rick.
Yeah, that's scary, isn't it?
Oh, is he really?
He's still getting the second reps. Yeah,
that's. You know how bad his ego has to be bruised right about now.
Oh my gosh!
I will say this though. He's got to be taking it to the ego. But I will say this: I saw him like at the podium. He looks a lot healthier, a lot skinnier, slimmer or trim, whatever you want to use the word. And he didn't do the typical Jameis where he talks himself into sounding like, I don't know, just bumbling, basically. He was very precise and quick with his answers and, dare I say, very professional.
Oh, wow. So he didn't – well, I mean, you've got to understand he had one press conference the entire time he was with the Buccaneers. Everybody thinks he had multiple press conferences after every game. No, what you don't realize is they actually just ran the same press conference on replay where he just said, I got to cut out these interceptions. It was literally just the same press conference. They did it once, didn't bother doing it again.
But then he decided to finish with check the stat sheet.
Yeah. Yeah, the one time they gave him something different, he said – check your sheet. I'm balling.
Yeah,
that was it. They were like, "Yeah, this is why we've had it on replay."
You're balling like Miguel, the Buccaneer rapper out there on Facebook. You're balling like him.
Oh man, we got to get that guy on here.
Miguel is he's
one of the best rappers in the universe.
He also has a clothing line now.
Oh, he has a clothing line.
Wow.
Is it called what? Eminem?
I don't know. He sent it to me to share for him, and I
Reese's
just haven't
Pieces?
even got to it yet. So,
dude, he's the greatest rapper in the world. It's the reincarnation of Tupac.
I wish we could get him back, get him on here, and we could just let him freestyle.
We got to have him get. We got.
I can get him on here for you. You want him?
Yeah, we'll let him.
Go send him the link. Tell him to come on now.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll let him freestyle. Here's the deal. Before we go to commercial, I'm going to go to a commercial. But before we do that, I have to share this. And this is why I call him the master of mayonnaise.
Ooh.
From Matt. It's Matt's peanut butter mayo fish fillets. You guys, this is not a joke. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. I am not kidding. This is a real recipe. Do a screen cap. Do whatever you need to do. But and I'm going to try and make this one day and eat it on the air. I just don't know when I'm going to get to do it, but it will be sooner rather than later because
we got to ramp that up. You're not just going to cook it and try it. You got to eat the whole plate, man versus food style, bro.
There you go.
Here is the news, guys. Here's some news before I go to commercial. This is going to be the final Saturday night we spend together on What's Cooking in the South.
Oh.
That doesn't mean anything really terrible. It just means we're going back to our original Tuesday nights. So we will be back on Tuesdays where we belong. We will be back home on Tuesdays with What's Cooking in the South. And I'm very, very happy to say that we will be home on Tuesdays.
What he really means is we all got put on probation and we have to report back to the jailhouse every Friday for the weekend, but we're free during the week to work, quote unquote.
Yeah, so I'm going back old school. Anyway, so let's here's the deal, everybody. There's a great game. If you like cornhole, if you like games like that at tailgates or at your barbecue or anything, there's a great game called QB54. You can go to playqb54.com and you get 25% off right now. Plus, if you put in the code BUCKS, you get another $15 off. So you might want to check that out. Let me just tell you a little bit about the game.
Greatest game ever invented. Blows can jam out of the water. Everybody can play it. there's this game. I've never seen anything like it before, and it's one of the most fun things I've ever played.
Playing QB54, and I love it. So much better than cornhole. I already have 2 touchdowns, but I'm working on my field goal. QB54 is awesome!
Woo! It combines cornhole, it combines pong, and in football, there's no other way to tailgate.
America's tailgating game.
QB54. Let's go, baby!
All right. Welcome back. QB54. That is pretty cool. I like that.
What happened to the dean? The dean and the dude.
I don't know, but let me go ahead and get him out of here for the moment. And let's bring in Stephen Glasgow. Hey, brother, how you doing?
Hey, guys, what's happening?
Hey.
I
don't know if did you catch the beginning of the show?
I did not. I'm sorry. I was in Dallas, and I'm actually just driving back from Dallas.
It's all good.
So
It's all good. I got a question. I have a question. When it comes to training camp, and I want Johnny here. Let me bring Johnny back in here because it's my question for him as well.
Okay.
How much? Well, you know what, Stephen? I can't keep going until I do this. What'd you have for dinner?
I haven't eaten yet. Literally haven't eaten at all.
Okay. What'd you have for lunch?
I had a donut. A Krispy Kreme
It's going
blueberry
around.
glazed donut.
I think we lost Johnny. I'm not sure if Johnny is here or if Johnny is not here.
He got pulled away. Probably had to undo the grocery bags.
I said I'm here.
Oh, okay. He just doesn't have a pic. What? He just doesn't have a picture. Okay, we're good. So here is my question: is how much credence do you put into the news that comes out of training camp?
How much clout do I put into the news?
How much credence? How much do you believe the news, or how important when you hear they had a bad day at practice, the running backs were struggling, Brady did that, whatever, good, bad, or indifferent?
Good God.
Oh no, I believe that's true. I believe that Arians and Brady were not pleased because I saw the press conferences. I believe they were not pleased at all with what happened in training camp. And for the people, and by the way, I watched James, Mr. Buck Nation there, and even he, he said it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but it was bad. It wasn't bad. It was all right as far as far as the training camp went. So I believe that they weren't satisfied with. That's good. I actually like that.
Okay, Johnny, what do you think?
It wasn't better.
Johnny, good talk.
I hear you calling Johnny, and then you cut me out.
Well, no, I was saying Johnny.
Big Well keeps blowing me up, trying to figure out how to get in here.
Okay, That's funny. What do you think about the information that comes out of camp?
It depends on who it's coming from. If it's coming from someone like our own Evan Winter, then I trust it 100%. If it's coming from some unacknowledged person that I don't know, I don't trust it. I have to see it for myself.
Right. Here's
wait a minute. Let me tell you a story about training camp. Vita Vey chased down and made a play on Rojo 20 yards down the field, coming across the field. Is that not amazing?
That is amazing. That is amazing, especially considering that he had a 98-yard run last year.
Right. So it's not like Rojo ran out of gas. So
here's my question, though. My thought process is coaches' gamesmanship. Sorry. Coaches' gamesmanship. Do they give players figuring, okay, these guys may be full of themselves after the Super Bowl, and they give them things to do that they know they're not ready for so that they struggle, and then everybody goes, ooh, they didn't look so good in camp today. And it's really the coaches putting them in that position on purpose to humble them a little bit, to make sure they're staying focused and taking it seriously. I mean, doesn't all of that play in?
No, coaches don't do that purposely to hurt their players. They do
Not hurt.
They do add things to the playbook that they expect to be able to use later on in the season, or they'll do that in training camp to see if it's working out. And yeah, it's learning a new thing, so these players won't be crisp as they normally are.
But I didn't mean hurt them. No, that's not what I was saying.
Well,
I was saying
just say encourage them or make them,
or just make them realize, hey, you guys aren't all that. Stay focused.
But they don't have enough time in training camp to play like that. They're adding new plays to playbook.
I agree.
Okay.
Well, first of all, I think. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I disagree because I think we're attributing a little bit too much 3D chess to the coaches. And
okay, that could be.
A lot of the weather is unbelievably hot. It's unbelievably humid, and I think that had something to do with it. I think they didn't have a good day because they had the day off before, and they were just dragging. I think that's what happened.
No, name a team that hasn't had a bad day. I mean, you know what
I mean? I never have bad days at work. I'm always on that game.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. It's okay to have a bad day. Now, you don't want to have a bad day on Sunday in game time, but
right. And you're going, and by the way, you're going to.
Exactly.
Everybody's going to have a bad day at some point on a Sunday.
Absolutely.
So, but the secondary apparently looks great. And again, I think offenses tend to kind of lead the way. Defenses sort of drag behind. I mean, defenses lead the way. Offenses drag behind. It takes a while to get timing down again.
Absolutely. I agree with that. It takes time.
Yeah.
Now, I have heard that
weeks to do it
Giovanni Bernard,
last year.
everybody in training camp, I've heard that Giovanni Bernard looks amazing.
Well, that's not all. So does Keyshawn Vaughn, apparently.
Oh, really?
Bruce Arians, Keyshawn Vaughn. Arians saying that Keyshawn Vaughn has looked, quote, spot on in training camp. And that, he is somebody talking about how BA has specifically brought up how Keyshawn Vaughn has been standing out. And,
wow.
I mean, when you've got Fournette and Rojo splitting time with the ones, you've got Giovanni Bernard basically kept, third down guy and near the goal,
right.
If you're like 9-10 yards out, being the guy. And now you've got Keyshawn Vaughn, who's supposedly spot on and standing out. Guys, this we've heard that the number, like the battle for the fourth tight end position is really good. I mean that these guys apparently are really, really showing up. The guys battling for the fourth tight end position. If this depth is working out like it seems, holy cow, guys. This is lining up to be amazing.
Yep. I heard OJ was back too.
Yeah, okay, you did hear that. I'm not the only person who heard it. I don't know if it's true, but I heard it.
I don't remember seeing him, but I did hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that, but I'm not positive that's accurate. So
me too.
Antonio Brown apparently is quite the competitive dude. No offense, dude. But I heard that after there was some disconnect between Brady and Brown, where Devin White ended up with an interception, and Brown went to the sidelines and apparently was screaming about how he doesn't waste reps, and he goes on and on and on. And apparently it got under his skin that whatever happened with him, between him and Brady, it was not a negative thing at all. It was not him being a malcontent. It was nothing like that. Right. It was him being fired up and saying, basically, put me back in, coach. I don't want to sit here and not play. I want to get out there. And, showing him being that motivated. That's pretty awesome. I mean, let's all take stock for just a second. As a matter of fact, hold on. I got an idea here, and I think this is kind of a good idea. And let me go to this segment that we do regularly, and I'm going to go ahead and talk about this because I think it's the appropriate thing to do here. As I think about Antonio Brown, makes me think about, the little segment I have called egg on your face?
Yes.
Let's go here. Hold on. Okay.
I have to say this. I have to say this, Rick. Please stop showing that video.
Listen.
Or put up Eric Moreno's comment with it.
What is that?
The one that says, "Can I come on Rick?"
Dude, remember the conversation about not going there anymore?
Well, no, it's right there in black and white.
I understand. So here's the deal. When it comes to egg on your face, look, I think we all have egg on our face because we all said that Antonio Brown was probably going to be a malcontent. He was a bad dude. He was a bad guy. I think every stinking one of us said it. At some point said this team doesn't need him. I think we all have egg on our face. And that guy is shining, coming out, smelling like roses because he has been the model teammate. He's a competitor. He has been a model citizen. He has done everything right. And I think he proved I can raise my hand and say, I was wrong. I was wrong. I got egg on my face when it comes to AB. What's that?
There's magic in pharmaceuticals. If you take them correctly, you don't act like a nut.
Well,
that's what happened to that kid.
You heard me say that I thought that's what was going on before, and I do think so. But you know what? You still have to do that. You still have to follow the correct regimen. You still have to do the things and remain disciplined and do the stuff. And you know what? I'm not going to take any props away from him and give it to the pharmaceutical companies. He's the one that is doing what it takes to be the guy that he is.
He's reaching his potential that we all thought that he had when he went to the Raiders.
Absolutely.
I'd like to add some credence to the training camp talking, especially now that Johnny Dean's here. He can explain it in depth. According to the Bird app and everybody that is on there, the Buccaneers were running a stack formation on offense today multiple times.
Yep. With
Giovanni Bernard involved in it. Now, Johnny, can you kind of explain what that means? Or are you still hanging out with Miguel?
I'll talk. Johnny, you want me to talk while you're doing that?
Go for it, man.
Okay, if you guys remember the Scotty Miller, you might remember that Scotty Miller play when right before halftime of the Green Bay game, where they ran a bunch formation to the left, where Scotty Miller basically, instead of just running a fly, as he ran deep, he sort of hooked a little out to the outside, and the defender did not first of all, you've got a stack of receivers. The defenders have to figure out how to not be tripping over each other, how to cover the person they're supposed to cover while people are crossing each other and going in different directions. But as Scotty Miller, as he ran deep and a little to the outside, that defender didn't just drop back. He had to drop back and go laterally because of the fact that they ran a bunch formation and didn't split him wide. He was inside. So you caused the defender to have to cover more ground. And that's why Scotty Miller got behind him. It was not only Scotty Miller's speed. A bunch formation basically makes it very difficult. You basically put three receivers together, and the defenders have to figure out who's covering who, no matter what direction they're going in. Was that well described, Johnny?
All right, here's stack formation. Stack formation is when you're in spread offense and you stack one point of the offense. It's basically like a 12-man formation. But yes, you did nail it.
Okay. What is a 12-man formation? You just threw me.
The 12-man is when you stack the line in a spread offense with, all right, say it's in a tight end set with tight ends and running backs, or tight ends and this or that. You got your two running backs, your two receivers on the outside, and you stack with either running backs or the wide receivers.
Okay.
And then,
so what is I was thinking a stack formation was when one receiver is right behind the other, another is behind that. So you basically have three in a row.
That's I formation.
No, receivers.
Oh, you said receivers?
Yes.
Okay.
3 receivers basically in line. I thought that, and I may be wrong. 2 or 3. I thought that's what a stack formation, and a bunch is when they're all just bunched up, but not necessarily right behind each other.
One side, one on the other. That's a bunch. A stack. What you just described was a wing formation.
Okay. Now I know that the Bucs in camp have been they've been utilizing a lot more pre-snap motion, play action pass, bunch sets, all sorts of things like that.
Remember last year when one of those receivers, I can't remember which one it was supposed to come inside on Brady, and he actually went the wrong way.
No, I'm not sure which play.
Okay. Well, you got may I?
Yeah, go ahead.
It looks like he's going to take a handoff to Brady, and Brady can choose whether to give him the ball or not.
Oh, Chris Godwin. It was Chris Godwin did that.
That was with 2 running backs in the backfield. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And Godwin took the inside route, and the other one took the outside route.
Yeah.
That's a stack formation.
Okay. What were you saying, Stephen?
Now that we got that out of the way, I am not going to let you gloss over this, considering this is the egg on your face segment with that terrible video of you doing something kinky. I, as the only melanated and super straight member of this group, was not a person who was against Antonio Brown. In fact, I was the only member of the group saying, I think he's a good addition. I think he's going to fit out well. And I think he's going to be a great asset to the team.
Actually, you being honest, Stephen, you were not the only person, because I was, if you remember back in the day on that other show that's no longer around, I also was saying, yeah, I'll try it. I'll take him. Why not? Let's give it a shot. But I didn't think he was going to be this good of this model of a citizen. I did not think that. I have to admit.
I bet you there was some fiscal situation involved.
Well, it turned out you were right. It turned out you were right.
Yep.
The rest of us all thought, even if he's a great receiver, oh boy. I don't think any of the rest of us thought this guy was going to be a model citizen in the locker room, a great leader.
And the reason why I thought he would be is because Antonio Brown, other than the stupid videos like when he was in Pittsburgh and he took that video of the team talk after the game when he shouldn't have, he has not been a bad lock. He does not have a reputation for being a bad locker room.
Oh, yes, he does, my friend.
No. He's not like T.O. No, not like T.O. He is not. He's crazy off the field, but he does not have a reputation for being a guy that people in the locker room cannot get along with.
Let me say this though, Stephen. Even BA beforehand said he's a diva and that he wouldn't fit in the locker room because, hold on now, Stephen. Okay, because of his experience coaching him in Pittsburgh, that he did not want him there because of the locker room antics, because of the extra and all of that extra stuff. And he did a lot extra when he was with the Raiders. So it's not true that he doesn't have that reputation. He did. No, not like T.O., but T.O. was not like the same problems with Moss. They were different problems, but he did have a not great reputation. And that's why he left. He was gone from Pittsburgh in the first place.
Okay, well, just to clarify, the stack formation, see what I did there, is typically a quarterback in shotgun with one tailback or halfback, whatever you want to call them. And on each side, you have wide receivers. On one side, there's a wide receiver on the line, and immediately behind him is the other receiver.
That's
Same thing on the other side.
Behind the other.
So, yeah, and then what it does is create mismatches and gets defensive players outside of the box.
Okay, that's what I was saying, because you don't know if one is right behind the other, which way, who's going which direction.
And now imagine Giovanni Bernard in that passing formation going across the middle. So yeah, it's going to be fun.
This is going to be a fun year to watch.
It's used in the RPO.
Yeah, they can do pretty much anything they want this year. That's kind of fun.
The official.
What's that?
I put the official description into the chat.
Yeah, I think he just read it. I think that's what dude just read. Dude keeps coming and going here. Hold on. There we go.
No, every time I check the chat here, I go to arrow back and it takes me out. I forgot to hit the X up top. It's just I'm old and I have.
It happens. It happens. So apparently the defense is looking awesome. The run defense apparently is all that, but the defensive backfield, the defensive backs are apparently like really shining in camp, and that's the thing that's our biggest question mark. So if they're really shining in camp, remember last year when it just felt like everything was going right? Holy crap, it's happening again.
Is that referring to the ones or both?
The ones. That's what. Let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase that. It wasn't delineated. Okay, it said that the defensive backs are basically just looking absolutely awesome in camp. That's what it said.
I know there's some competition going on and with the rookies and stuff too. That they're looking that good.
Yeah, that's just amazing to me that if that becomes a strength of this team, if they really fulfill their promise, holy cow, man!
It's going to be like Seattle was a few years ago. We just
Seattle didn't have this offense. I've never seen a team like this.
No, you don't rarely. You rarely get one that's all offense heavy and good, and also good on the defensive side. It's usually heavy one way or the other.
Yeah, it'll
be awesome if they look good in the preseason. I hope they
I hope they get their butt kicked at least once in preseason.
Just to see what happens when the season starts.
And apparently,
like Mike Tyson said, everybody had planned until they get in the mouth.
Evans supposedly is in mid-season form. Godwin apparently is actually possibly even outshining Evans. I mean, Brown is showing up like he's showing up. I mean, really, the only name I haven't heard stuff from. I've not heard anything about Tyler Johnson.
Well, there were some good workouts with Tyler Johnson today and yesterday, and what was it, Thursday, I guess.
Holy cow, man!
Hey, my favorite quote so far in training camp. Well, aside from Bruce Arians going off in the media, but that's a whole nother ballgame.
That was fun.
That was great.
My favorite quote was from Bruce Arians this morning when the gentleman, as he calls him, showed up at One Buck Place. He said, "Well, guys, soccer practice is over. Put the pads on."
What happened?
He said the soccer practice is over. Oh yeah,
now. when it was pad time. Yeah,
right. So let's put on the pad. So there, I dig at soccer. You're welcome.
Well, they were no longer running around playing football. They were no longer just running around in shorts. It was time to do a little hitting.
And if you get a chance, go to the Buccaneers Twitter or Facebook page and scroll down till you see the video of JPP pumping up the crowd at training camp.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty impressive. He got a Go Bucks chant going.
Hey, dude, we need to expand into soccer and let Rick host a soccer show.
No,
but he has to do it in that funny voice he does.
What funny
the whole
voice?
Show. We're here to talk about
soccer.
Football.
Yes, okay. Yes.
And his name will become like Jim Longtooth. Hello, my name is Jim Longtooth.
Telling the truth about it, I will tell you that the most fun I have had at any sporting event ever was the very first Orlando City soccer game.
Soccer's fun to watch.
I actually had more fun at that than I did at the first Bucs playoff game.
The Rowdies are the ones that I had the most fun at. That was enjoyable, and that was when Pele was there, dude.
Yeah, it is crazy to just to experience that. I mean, that soccer crowds are fantastic. Football is way more calm.
Yeah, one of my favorite sports moments. Ooh, that's all sports I just combined there, right? Is back from the World Cup when Team USA was there. Their fan base was called the American Outlaws, and they had that "I Believe" cheer.
Yeah,
so they start out with "I believe."
Yeah.
And
I believe that we can win. I believe that we can win. Yeah.
And then when the crowd goes crazy when they get to the end, that was one of my goosebumps moments in sports.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. By the way, Sorry, wrong one. Tapazio says AB behaved when he was with the Patriots. Yeah, he was there for one game, I believe. So, okay.
He was hungover,
right?
Yeah, he behaved himself for that one game. But
he was hungover.
Yeah, Fred Tyler Johnson came into camp a little bit heavy. Yeah, that's not good. But if you remember what happened last year when Gronk showed up heavy, he ended up with a great.
You're in Florida. You need to come into camp a little bit heavy because you're going to lose that weight.
I was going to say you can't be out in that heat and not lose 15 pounds. I mean,
can you imagine the guy who has to wash their socks after every practice, bro?
Oh Lord.
Okay, so I got a funny story about that. I have a funny story about that.
Talk about doing it for the drip, 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 drip. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I've got a funny story about that. When the players, and it used to be this way. I can't say it's this way now, but it used to be when the players as they walked into the locker room. Basically, they were taking their shirts off and throwing it in this big rolling bin. And then they'd roll that bin back into the locker room. And when, the shorts and everything else would come off, that would get thrown into this thing. And I mean, it is one of the most rank things I've ever smelled in my life. I mean, it was horrifying. If you can imagine an entire NFL team's shorts. I mean, it's all of that gear that gets washed, thrown into a bin, and just rolled around from one to another until it was all in there, and then they're rolling it away. And they were rolling this thing out of the locker room. And apparently somebody, whether it happened, didn't happen, I'm not sure what happened, but somebody, all of a sudden, one of the equipment guys was yelling at somebody for trying to maybe steal one of the jerseys or something out of this. And security was there, and Bucs officials were there, and all of this. And, they looked at me and said, "Did you see anything?" And I went, "I can't even look in that direction." Everybody started laughing, and I was like, and they ended up, not because of me, but they ended up just, saying, "Don't worry about it, let it go." But the smell is probably why I'm still coughing to this day. I mean, it is one of the worst smelling things I've ever smelled in my life. And how can all of that come out of a human being? I'm coughing now just thinking about it.
I really hope no one was eating during.
I only heard like 3 words you just said, Steven. And Steven?
He's in Bluetooth Nirvana.
Yeah, he's I'll come back to him in a little bit.
Those handoffs in Dallas are a bear.
Yeah.
dude, they must have to have a desalination.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
To wash those clothes, dude. I mean, come on, 100, dude. In North Florida, the heat index was 107 today.
Yeah.
That's what I saw. Ridiculous.
Well, I remember me just as a photographer on the sidelines being drenched to the point you literally could wring everything out. I had to wash my camera strap after games. And, I mean, it was unbelievable. August, you get the afternoon rain shower, and like a preseason game would start at 7:00 or whatever. At the time they had games that started at like 7 on Saturdays. And I mean, it was one of the most disgusting experiences of my life, because I would have to drive back to Orlando, and I'd have shirts. I'd have extra shirts, but I wasn't just like, I wasn't just going to leave them all at the stadium, which I probably should have done, but I couldn't afford that. So here I'd have this like nasty bag full of the most awful smelling clothes, and I'd have a dry shirt on, but I'd have to smell this freaking thing all the way back to Orlando. And I mean, after smelling the locker room and everything, and anybody who, if you've ever thought about, the opportunity to go into a locker room after the game and how cool would that be? It's not cool. Okay.
Why would anybody think a locker room would smell good?
Oh man, I didn't say smell good. I said, just you'd think it would be a cool experience. I know when I was a kid growing up, wow, can you imagine being in the locker room with these guys? You don't understand how nasty locker rooms are. Now, they were worse at the time. The old locker room at the old stadium is nothing like the current ones. The current ones where they undoubtedly shampoo the carpeting between games and everything is perfect. And, the lockers look like wood, like they're just beautiful and nice. It wasn't that way back at the Big Sombrero. That was a locker room. Okay.
The Sombrero
weren't the urinals a trough?
Yeah.
Not in there. They were at the stadium. They were at the stadium for fans.
Like, dude, I remember walking up to it and like, really, man? Like, okay, this is just like there's 50 guys standing shoulder to shoulder peeing into a really long bucket.
I was so uncomfortable as a little kid. I was like, what so uncomfortable. Happening? Yeah.
I remember being like 10 or 11 years old. I walk in there, I didn't understand. It just didn't make any sense to me. Why would somebody want to pee next to somebody else?
I was so unbelievably uncomfortable.
If you want to know the truth about your favorite players, wait till everybody leaves and go into a shower room.
What? Go into a shower with them?
Yeah, understand Johnny lives near Penn State.
No kidding.
I said after everyone leaves, go into a shower room and you'll see what your favorite players really leave behind.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. What the showers look like afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the locker rooms are. When I say disgusting, it's horrifying. It is one of the most disgusting experiences of my life.
MRSA me.
Yeah. Anybody who wonders how MRSA happens, I'm not shocked. Anybody who's been in one of those locker rooms, not shocked. I mean, I can't believe this. Probably where COVID was really born. Okay, I mean, there's got to be some weird stuff that gets sprouted there.
COVID's like Asian or whatever language for toe jam, probably.
Yeah. How? I mean. These players and they
now we're going to get a COVID warning on this show. Watch, we're going to get a label. COVID information in here may or may not be accurate. You look at the players, and I mean when they finish a game and they are scraped up and bloodied, and their toes are pointing in different directions, and their fingers are nasty from. I mean, their hands are all beat up. They're all scraped up. It's not like these, even when they go out to the press conference and they look showered and well put together, dressed up, it's freaking gross. Everything about it is gross. Their toes, they're missing toenails. Remember the Warren Sapp, what he used to do in the locker room postgame with the reporters?
What's that?
Take off his clothes.
Where he would sit at his locker room and put a towel on the floor, and the reporters weren't allowed to step on that towel. Because he put a big old chewing tobacco and a dip in his mouth, and he would spit on the towel. If you put your foot on it, he'd spit on the foot. That's a bona fide story I've heard from 3 members of the media.
Wow.
Josie Wales, baby.
What a great guy.
Imagine the guy has to clean that towel, pick that up after every game. He loves Warren Sapp.
I bet you that didn't get cleaned. I bet you that one just went straight to the trash. I'm betting that went straight to the trash.
I think, though, didn't the COVID regulations force all the teams to improve their ventilation in their facilities, which would mean that theoretically the locker room would be a little more fresh because the air moves around better?
Well, I think the new locker rooms are nothing like the ones I did. Like, I remember I went in Orlando at the Citrus Bowl. I went in the locker room there after a Dolphins-Washington football team. Almost said it. Almost slipped up. Went into Craig, and actually I was there. I watched a Bucs game there against, I cannot remember who it was, but Craig Erickson was the quarterback. And those locker rooms were worse than the ones in Tampa Stadium. I mean, those were, it was like a glorified high school locker room. And I mean, where it was just jam-packed, crowded. The one thing I will say about those locker rooms that was weird is, how you always see when the players go into the tunnels, they walk back for a little bit to get to the locker rooms. The ones in Orlando, when you walked underneath, the locker room entrance was like right to the side, like right there. And it was like you almost had to duck to get in this little cave to get into this crowded, cramped, nasty smelling, dark, dingy locker room that was like, I mean, it looked like if you were gonna have a horror movie in a locker room, that's where they would have had it. I mean, it was weird. It was just bizarre. And when I had the opportunity, I told you guys I had the chance to work with Pele. He was at that stadium in Orlando. And Pele literally did this. He walks back and he ducks in to go into the locker room. He looks and he goes, no. And then just walked away. He just looked in it and then said, no, and walked away. But yeah, that was funny stuff. So no, apparently Johnny, we put Johnny through the ringer tonight trying to get our resident rapper to come on. We will have to work on that, and maybe he will come on Tuesday.
He said the next show he'd be there.
Okay. We've got to tell him we want him to bring a fresh rap video for us or something, or rap for us live.
A freshly wrapped video?
Fresh.
Wait, is Freshly delivering his video?
There you go.
Why not? I don't know. You just gave Freshly, props, which is fine since it's a food show.
Yeah, they would probably play his video during their vegan Porsche or something. But
Just a heads up, I'm going to send him both your profiles so he can contact you guys.
Ooh.
Oh boy,
awesome. I'm looking forward to that.
I am excited. I cannot wait for him to rap for all of you. You will all love it. Please, everybody, tune in Tuesday for that specifically, because it's gonna be that good.
Miguel Mania.
That's right. That's right. Let's start it all here. What's that?
Is he going to show up with skittle-colored teeth?
I
Not
want
that
you to
guy.
see his
Hey,
clothing line,
don't make me
dude.
leave and come back. I will.
Wait till you see his clothing line.
I'm excited. I am excited. Oh no, I have no idea what's about to happen, and I apologize in advance.
Tequila 6ix9ine's on his
Honestly,
way.
It's not okay. It's not. I've seen worse.
Okay, I apologize in advance for whatever the heck is about to happen. The dude disappeared, and I know he's coming back, and I'm terrified.
Tequila 6ix9ine.
Oh no, everybody! I'm sorry.
Dude likes turtles.
Yeah, that kind of looks like Weird Al Yankovic and a little bit of something else going on.
Weird Al Yankovic and Post Malone and I don't know, Trixie.
Hey, look, I'm feeling pretty.
Heidi, sort of Heidi.
I thought the dude was going to make a never before seen appearance tonight, but I guess he's skipping that one.
Hey, well, we can't figure out if we want to call that character Rick's cousin or Johnny's firstborn.
Oh.
I can give you a sneak preview if you'd like.
I'm somewhat guilty.
Yes.
I'm a little bit guilty, so there's not much I can say about that. Anyway.
What, to being Johnny's firstborn? No.
No, he's going to break the internet.
I'm not sure what just happened, but I apologize. And something else is coming. And again, I apologize for that as well. So anyway, I have no idea.
We lost Steven. We lost the dude.
Oh, no.
People are falling off.
Now I don't know what's about to happen.
Oh.
Parts unknown?
Kind of looks like Jerry Reed in the.
I told you I was going to give you a preview.
I'm not sure what that is.
Smokey and the Bandit. That's what.
You can change the picture without removing yourself, right?
How do you do that?
You hit the
Can you
button.
change your name too?
Yeah.
You go like this.
Wow.
You go
Yeah,
like.
see the little dots?
Edit audio.
No, dude, there are no dots on my screen.
There are no dots on your screen?
No, I'm from Parts Unknown.
None.
Okay. There's nothing down at the bottom by your name?
Let me touch it. Oh, look, now I touched it and it blew up into a big old white thing that says all kinds of stuff. All right, hold on. I'm going to have fun.
Oh, no.
Oh, crap.
We've just created a monster. Don't you remember we used to have another guy who would spend the entire show trying to get attention by changing his picture every 3 seconds?
Yes. That guy. Oh, whatever happened to him? Man, oh, man.
Speaking of, whatever happened to Brian? I missed Brian.
I have a new toy.
Yep. I miss Brian.
Hey, do we have anybody out there watching, like commenting, or are we just chilling?
What?
Is there anybody out there like commenting or anything? I haven't seen anything like that in a while.
I don't know, but we got 13 people watching, so.
Hey, guys.
Not many.
That's a really messed up number.
Yes, it is. Why don't we do this? Why don't we call it a night?
It's even.
How about that?
Okay.
But I can put on my coat.
I'm sure you did.
That's my coat.
Yes, I'm sure you did. Okay, guys, we're going to be back on Tuesday night where we get to do all of this again, and we will do the meme grinder on Tuesday night.
Please, Stacks.
So we will be back. Now oh no. You know who, now that we've shown dude this, he's going to be like that guy that's no longer around changing the picture constantly.
There you go. That's Einstein right there.
Okay, dude. I can't see where do people find you. Johnny, how about you tell everybody about your show?
The NFL show. It's on Thursday nights at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. And we just talk about football, man. And we have a little fun afterwards.
It's a great show. It really is a great show.
We had a lot of fun there the other night at his expense.
We have a special coming up on Tuesday night. So tune in.
A special
show and then stick around for us.
Oh, is it like a surprise?
Well, it's just a different. It's a fantasy show.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay. Cool.
I mean,
we're going to start doing something different here. We're working out the details, but there's going to be an after show. We're working out the details on that. But we're going to do something a little bit different.
Clothing
After show sounds interesting.
Yeah. So we're gonna work on the details, and I may be starting a little bit earlier since Johnny starts at 9:30. I'll probably be starting a little bit early, and then we're gonna probably go like 8:30 to 9:30. I mean 7:30 to 8:30. From 8:30 to 9, do a little bit of an after show somewhere, which we'll tell you guys about later.
Teaser.
All right, guys. We'll see you on Tuesday night.
All right, man. See ya.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, dude.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Anything you want to say to the folks on the way out the door?
Yeah, I forgot that your show was Tuesday, so I'll have to reschedule Johnny's show and bump it back.
You don't have to.
No, I totally want to. Hey, great show as always. Everybody out there, thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking. What's tomorrow? Saturday?
No, tomorrow is Sunday.
Sunday. Happy Sunday, everybody.
Absolutely. All right, everybody. Have a great night. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys being here as always. I really, really do. And just knowing that the Bucs are having a great camp, getting ready. It's almost time, guys. It's almost time. Football is almost upon us. Can I get a hallelujah? Have a great night, everybody. Have a great one. One thing as always, go